Hello friends, hope you had a great weekend. It was the last weekend of summer and now you look outside right now, we have clouds overhead. You know what, we've all been part of a record today. Today's been the wettest day on record for this date. 66/100ths of an inch of rain, the most rain we've had on this date in history. And we'll probably see some more before midnight. You've got this cold air that's stuck down in the valley floor, and the cold air needs to get scoured out and moved out so we can get the warm air to push it out, and that's exactly what's happening. And above us, the winds are coming out of the southwest and will be moving from southwest to northeast, and that will get the warmer air mixed with the cold air and get these temperatures to go up a bit. I've seen this scenario before with these storms right up against the Smokies where you get kind of an inflow as these storms collapse, and you get what could call the little spin-up tornadoes is what these kind of things are. You can see that some places are above freezing, 36 on the east side of the mountains and the 35 down toward Madisonville, but it's got to take a little bit more than that to get those temperatures nudging up, with the possible tornado way back on the back side of this, Crossville down to Kingston, and this is all drifting to the southeast, so there are more than likely going to be some areas that have some flooded roads. This is an area that had heavy rain just a week or so ago, so this needs to move very rapidly to the southeast to avoid any flooding problems. But Loudoun, Morgan, and Roane County until 5 o'clock, you've got 40, 50, 60 mile-an-hour winds, and you've got them tightly packed because some of the winds are going toward the radar site and some of the winds are going away from the radar site, so you get what we call a couplet, you get spinning of the air. So we have an unconfirmed radar indicated tornado. The weather looks great here in Alcoa, and I think that's going to be the case most of the night here. This concern we have is west of Knoxville where there's lightning and thunder, and we can play in the rain, it's just you don't want any lightning around because that causes delays and it's unsafe. So let's go and see what's going on outside. We do have partly cloudy skies in Alcoa and Maryville, but I can look off to the west and see that clouds are increasing. It's weather aware from now till midnight due to the fact that we've got these showers and thunderstorms coming our direction. Heavy rain at times, severe threat is low, but it won't be a washout tomorrow either, even though we've got some showers coming our way. Storm Tracker 6 shows the showers approaching Cumberland and Fentress County, clouds increasing to the west. You can see that if you're in Knoxville or even here in Maryville, look to the west, you can see the clouds increasing. And we put a track on some of those, and you can see the time they'll be in your community. Do you remember last winter?
We are in a state of emergency because of this winter weather.
At least 3/4 of the people living here in Cumberland County have been without power since 5 a.m.
Here in East Tennessee, we had ice.
Underneath all this snow is just rock solid ice. This is what all of the main roads look like right now.
Freezing rain.
Team coverage of the winter weather right now and checking out those road conditions for you.
And of course, snow.
You don't have to be out here to stay at home.
So much snow, parents here in East Tennessee got a little tired of hearing.
Schools are closed again tomorrow.
Yeah, check out this reported photo sent to us by Tamra Hensley. She says this was her husband's reaction after finding out school was closed again. We feel your pain.
There's been a lot of talk so far this fall about how strong the El Nino pattern is. It's the warming of the water off the coast of Central America and South America and even the western parts of the United States, and it really can impact the weather not only here in the U.S. but globally as well. So in an El Nino pattern, we tend to be a little bit wetter than average over the southeast part of the country, but an active southern branch of the jet stream can bring storms along, and we should be a little bit warmer than average as well during an El Nino pattern. But this pattern is expected to weaken a little bit as we go through the winter season. Looking back at some previous statistics on El Ninos, if you take out the 65, 66, and the 72, 73 year, look what happens. Not a whole lot of snow to talk about. I'll let you know about our snow forecast in just a minute. So let's start with the big Thanksgiving holiday weekend, including Black Friday. We're on top of Mount Harrison at Ober-Gatlinburg checking out the peak colors. That's what it looked like a few weeks ago. Well, things are changing quickly. Normal highs in the 50s, normal low in the 30s for Thanksgiving and Black Friday. There's a hint that we could have a little bit of a cold snap that weekend. Not a whole lot of moisture with it, but turning colder over the big weekend. We also checked with Sevierville farmer Roger Radel to see how nature shows signs of how this winter will be. According to folklore, you can predict the weather with a persimmon seed. If the kernel is spoon-shaped, like a shovel, that means you'll be shoveling snow. If it's fork-shaped, you can expect powdery light snow. And if the kernel is knife-shaped, expect to be cut by icy cutting winds.
Looking at the persimmon trees, at the fruit, you'll see there's some signs that in the seeds that saying it's going to be snow this year. The woolly worms are more dark than that, you see, and I think that's going to be sign of a cold winter also.
Now most people don't realize that Christmas is officially only 3 days into the winter season. You know, white Christmas? Well, I'm not real confident in that. Usually we have a 7 to 8% chance of a white Christmas. In fact, the last time we had a white Christmas in Knoxville was 2010. So I'm going to give it a thumbs down for a white Christmas, unless you go to Ober-Gatlinburg, of course. What do you think this winter will be like?
I would like to see no snow. I don't like to drive in the snow up on these mountains.
Wait, you're in the mountains and you don't want snow?
Yes. I had to walk last winter several times.
I love the type of winter where there's a lot of snowfall and you're stuck inside with a warm fire and a pot of soup on the stove.
So I know that most people want a white Christmas. There are two guarantees in my winter weather forecast. One, Ober-Gatlinburg will have the first snow of the season. Verified. Two, Ober-Gatlinburg will have a white Christmas. What about our forecast? I'm pretty confident we're going to have about 4 to 9 inches of snow in the Knoxville area. That won't all come at once, but I'll preface that by saying I think we're also going to see more freezing rain sleet mix events this year in East Tennessee. So that's where it goes. That's my forecast, and I'm sticking to it.
Wow, I am not letting you off the hook that easily.
Okay.
I think what everyone wants to know, is it going to be worse than it was last winter?
I don't think it'll be as worse as last winter because we had that 2 weeks of icing, and especially up on the plateau. We will see more of those mixed events because it's not as cold as the atmosphere, but I still think we're going to see some icing scenarios. Not as worse as bad as it was last year.
All right.
By the way, I promised my kids a white Christmas.
Okay, well, we're going to...
At the house.
Oh, at the house. We'll move the house into the mountains. We'll go about 30 to 40 inches up in the Smokies.
I was going to bring the snow down from there.
Weather happens every day, and that includes summer break.
So we talked about rain.
Not so much for these kids at South Knoxville Elementary School. It was a day of learning and fascination. This is the sunshine right here, right? Trey's the planet Earth, right? Okay, we know that on the planet Earth we're doing one of these deals. We're turning, right?
So I'm one of the new guys at the TV station, and I've been working all over the place until I came here. So my name's Trent. I do the morning show with the beautiful Tirsa Smith right over there. Hello. Who knows who she is?
They each got to make their own rain gauge.
Where's this made from?
Some enjoyed making their own wind vane.
Can you blow it?
And everybody was interested in making a tornado.
Guys, look. Y'all see the tornado?
Yeah, there you go. And even enjoying a tornado simulator.
Will it hurt you?
Now put your hands in there yet.
They are making a connection to the people they actually see on TV and also coordinating it with the curriculum, the weather curriculum.
Sleet and hail are both made out of ice, right? They're solid pieces of ice, but they form differently. One forms during a thunderstorm, that's what hail is. The other forms in a winter type situation.
I learned about tornadoes and I learned what to do if a tornado's coming. And how tornadoes form and stuff. And I want to say hi to my mom. Hi Mom, if you're watching this.
I'm telling you right now, all of them extremely intelligent. I think that kid has a future in science, though. He was even telling me things. I was like, wow, really?
You know, I've got to brag on you guys. You guys are incredible. I mean, you're good at your job, but you are great interacting, especially with kids, and they probably had a day they'll never forget.
We have a passion for science. We just want to share that with kids. And one thing, in case you're wondering, the experiments we did, guess what? We put them on our website. Nice. So now you can go to our As Seen on TV section there on WATE.com, click on the link there, and we've got a how-to guide how to build those 3 experiments that we did there.